excel with your lead to excellence. The purpose of it is social, cultural, business promos, personality promos, event promos, and professional training. Everybody, this is Kacy Chauhan here with you, your IELTS assessor and trainer, with my belief in 3Ds: dedication, diligence, and determination. Today, we are going to talk about therapies, medical therapies, therapies that are of different kinds. A therapy, a curative therapy, which can cure a patient of illnesses. A palliative, to relieve the symptoms of an illness. A preventative, to avoid the existence illness. These very different kind of therapies. Of course, they are treated with different kind of therapies itself. It can be medical and non-medical by itself. The medical, as you all know, can consist of allopathy, acupuncture, meditation, yoga, hypnosis, Reiki, and many other, even the herbal. And the non-medical can be a meal prep, a bathroom training, a daily activity sort of things. To do all these things, for these trainings, and to get that symptoms, to get rid of those very symptoms, of course we need a healthcare professionals. Like I said, healthcare professionals can be the allopathic ones versus the homeopathic ones. The difference, of course, one difference which we all know is the allopathy has side effects, it's toxic, whereas the homeopathic is non-toxic, it's permanent, it cures at the root cause, and it has no side effects. Yes, everybody, today to talk on this very topic, how homeopathic can be a permanent, a miraculous wellness heal for people around the world, specifically for women in here. So today we have a mindset coach, a health coach, a Canadian registered homeopath, a lady, an empowered lady who believes that her personal approach with her commitment to the patient's health is what she delivers through her homeopathic. Welcome, Ruby Gill. Welcome to Live with Kacy XL.
Thank you so much, Kacy, for having me. Thank you so
You
much.
are most welcome, Ruby. So, Ruby, we were discussing, and as I introduced, allopathy versus homeopathy. What is homeopathy to you?
Homeopathy is actually getting to the root cause of a disease by treating the disease naturally using homeopathic medicines. Because we treat the person as whole by using these medicines and do not just treat the symptoms of the disease.
Oh, wow. So how is that done?
So when a patient comes in, there's a detailed assessment, and after the assessment, we take all the symptoms, including the mental, emotional, physical symptoms, and based on what the patient is going through, then we give them the homeopathic medicines. The homeopathic medicines are made in Canada. They're very, very natural. They have no side effects. So, I mean, a lot of women, young people, elderly, kids, they take homeopathics for the same reason, that it is non-toxic and it has no side effects.
Oh, that sounds really great. A medicine which really has no side effect. Well, it's only when you start taking that medicine. So, Ruby, these different kind of therapies are talked about. Who created homeopathy and how did it really came into existence?
So it was a German physician, Samuel Hahnemann. So he created homeopathy, and you will not believe that later on, then so many other like medical doctors like James Tyler Kent, and there was Clark. So all of these people, and including Samuel Hahnemann's wife, they started realizing the benefits of homeopathy when you dilute something from the material doses, and then it creates lasting results without the side effects. I mean, that was miraculous to them. So especially during the time of the Spanish flu or cholera, like any pandemic, homeopathy would bring your immunity so high, and then people started getting really good results and rapid results, meaning that they started with simple remedies like, I would name like aconite. Most of the homeopathic physicians would know that. So when flu-like symptoms start, you take that remedy and it works wonders for people. So yeah, Samuel Hahnemann was the one to answer your question. That's how it started in Germany, and from there on just became a phenomenon.
Oh wow. So Ruby, you yourself as a registered homeopath, tell us your really background, like where do you come from and what made you really become a registered homeopath here in Canada? What are those registration processes here? What did you go through?
So I didn't have to go through the registration processes as in like other people who've studied from back home would go through, because I've studied homeopathy here. And when I passed out, there was a simple College of Homeopaths registration process that we did in Canada, and then you become a registered homeopath because you have been practicing homeopathy for a while and you have that number of hours you've been doing it, a number of years you've done it, you've seen a lot of patients. So the process was pretty simple for me as compared to people who've studied, say, from back home or somewhere else, because I studied here and we registered easily. I was able to register easily because I do have a bachelor's in science, I have a master's in psychology, and then I did my homeopathy here. So the process was pretty simple and easy, and now I'm registered with the College of Homeopaths and have been practicing homeopathy for
So why wouldn't you go for a regular doctor, like a healthcare professional, like the allopathy side, rather than being on the homeopathy? Why did you choose that?
So yeah, that's a good question. See, the thing is that I didn't choose homeopathy. Homeopathy chose me.
Oh, wow.
Because I was working at the region of Peel in social services, and I was, dealing with people in the region of Peel who, were looking for Peel housing, social welfare, and all of that. And I remember my dad passing away, and I had a condition that nobody was able to cure. And then I remembered that, my grandmother used to talk about homeopathy, and I had that approach that most young people would, oh, it's homeopathy, it's going to be very slow and whatnot. And it was a very hard time for me. But I remember that homeopathy, again, did wonders for me for that condition. And it just clicked something in me, and then I just decided that this is the path I want to be on, and I applied and I got chosen into the program, and from there on it just started, and then a few years later I had the degree and I was practicing. I never looked back.
So as soon as you started your practice, what was that first success in that very patient which motivated you and which kept you going?
I think seeing a lot of kids. Yeah, I remember that kids would come in for, say, flu-like symptoms or fever or, low appetite and stuff like that. And then I would give the homeopathic, and you think that it would take a long time for that to go away, but it didn't. And giving that, like, first few cases gave you that reward of kind of feeling that, the kid's cured, the mom's sleeping well. So it's affecting the whole family, and you're treating them naturally. And then from there on, like, I had seen results with my family. I had seen results for myself. So I think, that was amazing for me to kind of just see results that way.
And I also know that you help a lot of women who are abused, women who go through mental problems, women who come to Canada but are recessive. They are some kind of victims either of their family or their husbands or the environments around, and they all get into depression. Those depressive women, Ruby, I know you help them. How do you really help those women out there?
So as you know, I'm a mindset coach as well, and I've been doing it for years. It's very different when you see a woman who's been abused. It's not an easy thing to go through. I do have a history of trauma and abuse myself, so I am.
So what does abuse really mean? What kind of abuse do women go through here? Even here in Canada.
So physical, everybody knows what physical abuse is.
Okay.
You know, you're being hit, or you're
So
getting
do they
things
get
thrown.
physical abuse here?
Physical abuse, yes. Region of Peel, when I was working there, we had a lot of, in social services, you'll see that even now, a lot of women who are involved in social services see that there's a lot of abuse in Canada, of course. But as a homeopath, when you see these women, they come to you, and if someone is going through depression or if someone is going through anxiety, then they tell you their whole story, right?
Really?
And that's where because it's so personal to me that I want to help as much as, of course, there are resources that you want to give them, and with the right help of their medical doctors or whoever's treating them, say their therapist and whatnot, it's a whole mindset thing. And we have great homeopathic medicines that can do wonders for women who've been abused, who have gone through trauma, who cannot sleep at night. I have seen women who cannot drive in the beginning because they have so much fear inside them, and after the treatment they go out on the streets, they get their license, they work, they have their own business. We have so many stories and transformations like that. So yeah, I mean, it's amazing.
Oh wow. So with this, I remember one of my quotes, and it says here, nothing, absolutely nothing is impossible to a willing heart if you are eager, keen and determined, and so you can. This is what Ruby has done. The keenness in you to help those women out there, Ruby. You must be having stories and stories of people coming and telling you. Mental health. Could you just really tell us? Because we know what physical health is, right? But we really don't know that there is something called mental health, and mental health needs treatment. So what is mental health, Ruby?
Mental health is really something, if you're going through feelings of anxiety, if you're feeling you're not good enough, you're comparing yourself to others, and you have symptoms of depression. Of course, you have sometimes, if you go on a more deeper level, there's ADHD, there's bipolar, then there's schizophrenia and all of that. So within whatever we can do with homeopathy, of course we do that. And then there's mindset coaching that comes in, and that changes the person from the coaching will really help the person go from point A to point B.
Oh wow.
Where you see a big transformation, feeling the anxiety, not being able to live the life that you really want to live, feeling depressed, not being able to leave your house, sleeping too much, or just spending your money mindlessly because you want to fill that hole, or eating too much, eating disorders. All of this is a part of mental health problem. And once you get to the root of it, it cures. I see so many young women, I mean, comparing themselves because they have so many body image issues these days. They're getting bullied. That is also a big one here in Canada. I mean, I've seen young girls, they come to me all the time and they'll be like, I just want to feel happy inside. I just want to live my life.
Wow.
And when we see that cures happen and they're able to get out of that dark zone and live their life completely, on a different level, they're more happier, they're able to achieve more things. I mean, that's what I live for. That's what gives me joy, really, to see that transformation. Yeah. So mental health covers, it's a broad category, but as homeopaths, we see it all the time in the clinic, and it's not just the youngsters. We see adults go through this, and they don't even know it's a mental health issue, Kacy. They don't even realize that. I'm not sleeping well. So they'll come in, I have a sleep problem. I haven't slept in so many years. And then you realize that it's not a sleep problem. It's something that they can't stop overthinking. They haven't been able to, they haven't gotten over a certain type of grief or sadness that they've been through. So that's another type of trauma.
Yeah.
So you got to heal them for that. So.
Do you have something for love break? Heartbroken people like me?
Of course, yeah. Of course, yeah, of course.
What's that, Ruby? So many out there, heartbroken.
So yeah, of course. I mean, that comes under grief or sadness of any kind. Yeah,
Really?
Yeah, for sure.
So you have some pills for us?
Anytime, Kacy.
We take that and
You
our
can
hearts
take it
fix,
anytime, yes,
and we
yes.
we can fall in love again.
You can fall in love anytime you want.
Look at that! Everybody, Ruby Gill is the person to mend your heart and to make you fall in love again. This is what everybody out there is gonna love.
Thank you.
Ruby,
Thank
are
you
you
so
kidding with us or that's true?
No, it is true. Like I've seen people who've had these heartbreaks and then, they go through the transformation
Yeah.
because they've taken the homeopathics, they've done the work.
Yeah.
And it doesn't take that long, Kacy. Like within 3 to 6 months, it's like, oh, I'm so happy, I'm going to attract the right person into my life because I think I'm over all of that trauma that I had before. So yeah, of course, you're right.
Wrong. This, honestly speaking, this writing the wrong person is very hard for me to understand. Our heart, it feels love for a certain person. He or she betrays us. So is he a wrong person? Why are our hearts so like they're falling in love for the wrong guy? Wrong because we got betrayed? And our heart won't again fall that easily in love with anybody else.
I know what you're
So
saying. Yeah.
हिंदी में कहा जाता है इस दिल के भी बड़े उसूल है हर किसी के ऊपर नहीं धड़कता.
बिल्कुल ठीक कह रही हैं आप.
So everybody, we are going to switch to languages because this is a diverse TV show. So we will be switching from English to Punjabi to Hindi. So and yes, you can call us if you have any queries. तो दिल के ये जो उसूल है, ये जो wrong person के ऊपर धड़कता है,
जी.
तो आप उसको कैसे मेंट करती हैं?
देखिए जब रॉन्ग किसी के लिए धड़कता है तो फिर बेस्ट यही है कि उसको भूल जाएं और मूव ऑन हो जाए लाइफ में.
भूल जाना तो मुश्किल है.
आजकल के बच्चों के लिए तो मुश्किल है, मुझे पता है, क्योंकि आजकल कई चीजें होती हैं ऐसी एंड वो स्टक अप हो जाते हैं.
मुश्किल है.
हाँ, बट उसमें यही हो सकता है कि हम मतलब थोड़ा अपने आप को मन को समझाना पड़ता है और मूव ऑन होना पड़ता है. और अगर आप अपने आप से प्यार करते हैं ना, मैंने जो देखा है,
हाँ.
तो सबसे ज्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट इंसान आपकी लाइफ में आप खुद होने चाहिए वो.
Really?
ताकि अगर आप खुद को प्यार करेंगे तो आप दूसरों को प्यार दे सकते हैं.
तो ये खुद का प्यार क्या होता है?
सेल्फ वर्थ जिसको हम कहते हैं, कि आप अपने आप से खुश हो, कि आप अपने आप को ही इतना जज करते रहते हो हर वक्त कि आपको वो खुशी नहीं देता जो आपका अपना वजूद है, वो आपको खुशी ना दे.
हम अपने आप को जज करते हैं.
बहुत जज करते हैं.
जज करना ठीक नहीं है.
लेडीज अपने आप को बहुत जज.
शायद मैंने गलत कर दिया होगा.
हाँ.
शायद मैं उस तरह करते तो तब कामयाब हो जाते.
बिल्कुल. ओवर थिंकिंग बहुत है ना, तो ओवर थिंकिंग के ओवर आप ओवर थिंकिंग को छोड़ें और जो फिर सही इंसान है वो आपकी जिंदगी में अपने आप आ जाता है.
अपने आप आ जाता है. और अगर नहीं आ रहा तो वेट कर रही है 10 साल.
तो दुआ करो कि आज.
दुआ करने के बावजूद भी नहीं आ रहा, उसके लिए कोई मेडिसिन है?
उसकी कोई मेडिसिन नहीं होती, किसी चीज के लिए दुआ होती है.
नहीं जी, हम तो दुआ करते रहते हैं फिर भी नहीं आता. फिर इसके बाद क्या करें?
तो
वो डिप्रेशन प्रोलॉन्ग हो रही है ना.
हाँ, सी डिप्रेशन इज अ वेरी डिफरेंट बॉल गेम. वो थोड़ा सा डिफरेंट आ जाता है कि जब आप एक्चुअल में यू फीलिंग रियली रियली लो, बट इफ़ यू बीइंग जस्ट लाइक ठीक है, आई एम ओके, कोई बात नहीं, अभी थोड़ा सा फेज है. अगर आपको फेज लगता है, इज नॉट डिप्रेशन. डिप्रेशन इज अ वेरी डिफरेंट, वेरी वेरी लेयर्ड डिजीज. हाँ, तो उसमें तो ऑफकोर्स हम मेडिसिन देते हैं एंड आप मानोगे नहीं कितने मेडिकल डॉक्टर्स खुद इन्वॉल्व होकर पेशेंट्स की हेल्प कर रहे हैं आजकल उस चीज़ के लिए, क्योंकि बहुत ज़्यादा बच्चे, बहुत सारा लेडीज़, बहुत जो एडल्ट्स हैं वो भी डिप्रेस्ड होते हैं.
अच्छा.
तो वो डिफरेंट चीज़ होती है. यस, ऑफ कोर्स. हाँ,
तो डिप्रेशन कैन बी ड्यू टू डिफरेंट कॉजेज, करेक्ट?
इट कैन बी ड्यू टू डिफरेंट कॉजेज. इट कुड बी ऑफ कोर्स ड्यू टू हार्ट ब्रेक, बट उसके अलावा कई डीप लेयर्स होते हैं. आजकल के बच्चों में क्या प्रॉब्लम है कि वो खुद पे प्रेशर बहुत डालते हैं. माँ बाप का प्रेशर है, पीयर प्रेशर है, आपके साथ कुछ पुराना हुआ वो आपको याद है, उसके लिए आपका प्रेशर है. उसके अलावा आपका दिल नहीं करता जिंदगी जीने का. एक जिंदगी जीने की इच्छा होती है ना, एक एंथुजियाज्म होता है, खुशी होती है. वो खुशी चली जानी नहीं चाहिए. जब वो खुशी चली जाती है तो हमारी कोशिश होती है कि होम्योपैथिक से हम खुशी वापस लाएं, वो एक इंसान की जीने की इच्छा वापस लाएं.
क्या बात है जी, मज़ा आ गया ये तो सुन के. मेरे पास इसी के लिए एक शेर है और वो ये है, खुद को खोने का पता नहीं चला, खुद को खोने का पता नहीं चला, उसको पाने की इंतहा कर दी. So sometimes in that very love we lose our own selves, and like what Ruby said, you have to know your self-worth. You have to have that self-awareness You have to stop judging yourself and you have to love yourself in the way so that you can start living that life. And if you want help in that, that's what Ruby does. Ruby will help you through her medicine, which is the homeopathic, and then that may help you in healing and getting back to life, becoming the happier you. Ruby, you do get patients, and many of your patients might not be approaching you, or the concept which we have that this is a very slow kind of a treatment. So how do you deal with that?
I just talk to them honestly, Kacy. So a lot of youngsters jo hain, they would come to me today and they would say that, you know, we want to try homeopathy. We know it has no side effects. We've researched everything, because most of them are Googlers, and they would research all about me. They would research about homeopathy. And then the question is, okay, how long is this going to take? And the beauty with using the homeopathic medicines that are, you know, made in Canada here, the ones that I use in my clinic, is that you don't have to wait that long. The results are very rapid. The results are permanent. And when these people see the results in the first month of taking the homeopathic medicines, they stick it out, you know. They want more and they want the cure. And then they understand that if it is a longer problem, it's going to take a little bit more longer. But if it's a short problem, if it's, you know, something that I can fix within days, I will fix it within days. And the results have been permanent for those people. And that's why they keep coming back. And I see a lot of skeptics. I was a skeptic.
Oh, really?
I was, because, you know, coming from an army background, I was a complete army brat, you know, not believing in anything.
So skeptic, English का word है skeptic. हिंदी में क्या कहते हैं इसे?
जिसको शक रहता है कि पता नहीं ये चीज़ मेरे लिए काम करेगी कि नहीं करेगी, बिकॉज ये होम्योपैथी है, ये तो बड़ी स्लो होगी, ऐसे होगा, बट ऐसा नहीं होता.
स्केप्टिक का ये भी मतलब नहीं है कि कीड़े निकालना, जज करना, बुरा कहना, क्रिटिसाइज करना, यही उनका काम ही क्रिटिसाइज करना होता है. जितनी भी अच्छाइयाँ देख लें वो बस उसकी बुराई ही करेंगे. ये तो हो ही नहीं सकता. तो जब आप अपने मेंटल लेवल आप खुद ही जब अपने आप को यही मैसेज भेजते जा रहे हैं कि इसका तो मेरा इलाज होने ही नहीं वाला, इससे तो मैं ठीक हो ही नहीं सकता, ये तो कुछ करेगा ही नहीं. तो जब आप खुद से मेंटली प्रिपेयर हैं तो कोई भी दुनिया का मिरेकल आपको कैसे हेल्प करेगा, है ना?
ये चीज़ तो है, क्योंकि आपको विश्वास, फर्स्ट चीज़ जब आप मेरे क्लिनिक में आएंगे तो आप देखेंगे हमने लिखा हुआ है बिलीव.
वाओ.
You have to believe in something.
Yeah.
You know, for it to even work, you have to believe and you have to be consistent. ये चीज़ आपके हर लाइफ के एरिया में अप्लाई करती है. कंसिस्टेंटली आप कुछ भी करेंगे तो आपको उसका रिजल्ट इवेंचुअली तो मिल ही जाएगा, है ना? और विश्वास तो आपको करना पड़ता है. एंड थैंकफुली आई हैव बीन ब्लेस्ड कि मोस्ट ऑफ माई पेशेंट्स विल बिलीव मी, बिकॉज आप उनको लॉजिक दे दो ना, अगर कि क्या चीज़ है, थोड़ा सा समझाना, थोड़ा सा आपको नॉलेज है एनाटमी फिजियोलॉजी की कि क्या है साइंस इसके पीछे, the skeptics can turn into believers easily. और जो नहीं बिलीव करते हैं, I mean that's totally up to them, it's a choice. अब तो बहुत सारे मेडिकल डॉक्टर्स हैं जो पेशेंट्स हैं मेरे, डेंटिस्ट बहुत पेशेंट्स हैं जो होम्योपैथी लेते हैं, एंड अ लॉट ऑफ फिजियोथेरेपिस्ट देमसेल्फ दे कम एंड दे रेकमेंड पेशेंट्स टू मी एज वेल. तो एक बड़ा अच्छा, कितना अच्छा हो वो परफेक्ट वर्ल्ड होगा जहाँ पे सब डॉक्टर्स एक इंसान को ठीक करने पे लगे, वो चाहे कुछ भी हो, चाहे वो होम्योपैथी हो, चाहे वो एक्यूप्रेशर हो, चाहे वो फिजियोथेरेपी. मतलब एक परफेक्ट वर्ल्ड में वो सब चीज़ें अगर इकट्ठी आ जाएं तो मतलब वो दैट विल बी अमेजिंग. आई मीन एंड आई थिंक कि पेशेंट की हेल्थ सबसे फर्स्ट अगर आप रखो तो पेशेंट को भी बात पता चल जाती है. हर जो पेशेंट होता है उसको पता होता है कि ये डॉक्टर किस तरीके से मेरे को ट्रीट करना चाहता है. ये दिल से ट्रीट कर रहा है कि ये सिर्फ वैसे ही कर रहा है कि ये सिर्फ टाल रहे हैं या क्या कर रहे हैं. And that's what I like. I'm very upfront with my patients. तो मैं बता देती हूँ कि अगर मैं कुछ नहीं कर सकती हूँ या कई ऐसी डिजीजेज हैं जो हम नहीं कर सकते ट्रीट, तो उनको फर्स्ट कॉल में पता है कि हम रूबी गिल के पास जाएंगे. शी विल से आई कैन नॉट ट्रीट दिस, आई एम सॉरी. आई वुड.
कैंसर, कैन यू ट्रीट कैंसर?
नो, वी कैन नॉट.
You cannot.
Right? There are stages that we can help the patient. पेन में we can help with the spread. Breast cancer के cysts में we can help enormously. We have lots of patients जिनके इतना मतलब फ़ायदा होता है उनको होम्योपैथिक से. तो किस तरह का कैंसर है, आपकी क्या उम्र है, आप क्या मेडिसिन ले रहे हैं, यही तो डिटेल्स होती है होम्योपैथी की.
अच्छा, what about kidney stones?
किडनी स्टोन्स इजीली ट्रीटेबल विद होम्योपैथी.
इजीली?
हाँ, किडनी स्टोन्स जो हैं वो इजीली हो जाते हैं. किडनी स्टोन्स जो हैं वो निकल भी जाते हैं और फिर पेशेंट्स हमको पिक्चर्स भेजते हैं, ये देखो आज हमारा किडनी स्टोन निकल गया. सो वो इजी होता है.
अच्छा, so ये easy है.
हाँ, तो कई चीज़ें होती हैं जो easily हो जाती
I
हैं.
know one thing which Ruby is very famous for, and Ruby शायद आपने खुद ही बताया और मैं आपसे पूछने लगी हूँ, वो है fertility. वो couples जिनको बच्चे की ख्वाहिश है, they want to have kids, but they really can't have that kids. And Ruby has helped lots of couples to have kids. So fertility. How do you help in fertility, Ruby?
So fertility is something जो again it's very close to my heart because ये जो patients होते हैं कई बार IVF के treatments या दूसरे IUI के treatments ले लेके थक चुके होते हैं,
Right.
बॉडी बहुत कमज़ोर हो चुकी है. So मेल्स में जो है sperm count कम हो गया है, फीमेल्स की एग क्वालिटी जो है वो ठीक नहीं है और लाइक जो लेडीज हैं बिल्कुल एग्जॉस्ट हो चुकी हैं ट्राइंग. होम्योपैथी उसमें इट डज वंडर्स फॉर फर्टिलिटी पेशेंट्स. तो हम क्या करते हैं, एग क्वालिटी बढ़ाते हैं, स्पर्म क्वालिटी बढ़ाते हैं विद होम्योपैथिक्स और उसके रिजल्ट्स बहुत अच्छे होते हैं. और फिर इवेंचुअली अगर आपकी एग क्वालिटी बढ़ गई, जो
देर लगती है, तो कितना देर लगती है ये सब कुछ करने में?
इतना देर भी नहीं लगती है. फर्टिलिटी के मैक्सिमम पेशेंट्स विद इन 6 to 9 months में वी गेट वेरी गुड रिजल्ट्स. हाँ, सो लेस देन अ ईयर ही लगता है.
Okay.
हाँ, बिकॉज जो पेशेंट की आपने एंजाइटी हटा दी जो उनको है, आपने उनका एग क्वालिटी बढ़ा दी, ठीक है, और स्पर्म क्वालिटी बढ़ा दी, तो उनका कंसेप्शन बहुत इजी हो जाता है. एंड ऑफ कोर्स जो खाने पीने की चीज़ें होती हैं हम उसके बारे में बात करते हैं. ऐसे कई टिप्स एंड ट्रिक्स हैं जो हम उनको देते हैं एंड दैट हेल्प्स अ लॉट.
So miraculous. Homeopathy does work wonders. It does work miracles with Ruby. होम्योपैथी के लिए ये जाना जाता है, जैसे कि मैंने शुरू में कहा, होम्योपैथी एक ऐसा इलाज है जो कि बहुत स्लो है. ये एक मिथ है या रियलिटी है, और अगर रियलिटी है तो वो बेनिफिट हमारे लिए ही है. द बेस्ट थिंग अबाउट होम्योपैथी इज़ साइड इफ़ेक्ट्स नहीं है. आप डायबिटीज़ की गोलियां खा रहे हैं, हाइपरटेंशन की गोलियां खा रहे हैं, आपको साइड इफ़ेक्ट्स हो रहे हैं जिस तरह के इच ऑन द बॉडी. ऑन द लॉन्ग रन your other organs start affecting because of those diabetic or hypertensive pills. खांसी होती है, कईयों के चेस्ट कंजशन होती है होम्योपैथी से. So the very remedy of homeopathy is the root cause. It cures why it happened and it eliminates from the very root. Am I right?
Yes, Kacy. So see the thing is कि हम हमेशा पेशेंट्स को ये बोलते हैं कि if you're going to take something for life and homeopathy cures it within the 6 to 8 months, then which is longer? Right? So diabetes जो है, type 2 diabetes especially, with most cases we can get them off the diabetes pills, you know, including the help of their medical doctor of course, कि patients की diabetes जो है वो reverse हो रही है lifestyle changes से, homeopathic medicines से. तो अगर आप एक चीज़ को फॉर लाइफ लेने लगे हैं और आपको होम्योपैथी से 6 से 8 महीने में आप क्योर हो, तो फिर भी होम्योपैथी फास्ट ही हुई ना, राइट. एंड देन देयर आर सर्टेन कंडीशंस लाइक स्किन कंडीशंस, एक्ने, एक्जिमा. दीज कंडीशंस नेवर गेट क्योर्ड. होम्योपैथी में ये जड़ से क्योर होती है. पेशेंट्स के फेस साफ हो जाते हैं, ब्लेमिशेस हमेशा के लिए साफ हो जाते हैं, क्लियर स्किन, यंगर लगना, और अपने लाइफस्टाइल चेंजेस से आप और चीज़ें करना जिसमें आपको जो बीमारियां आपकी वो जड़ से ठीक हो रही हैं. तो आई थिंक दैट्स फास्ट इनफ इफ यू फॉलो इट वेल. या
Wow. I have a quote here and it says, my reaction to you is an awareness of me. Ruby, क्या कहेंगी इसके बारे में आप?
I think I love it.
You love it?
Yes. I
So
think
दूसरों का जो रिएक्शन होता है, it's an awareness for me, right?
Yes.
How does that really work? थोड़ा खुल के समझाएं इसको.
So दूसरों का रिएक्शन जो होता है, like you know, it validates you कि आपने जो किया वो किसी को पसंद आया तो आप खुश हो जाते हैं. आपने जो कुछ किया और वो किसी को नहीं अच्छा लगा तो वो आपको थोड़ा फील होता है कि क्यों ऐसा हुआ.
और यही आपका प्रोसेस है एज अ बीइंग अ होम्योपैथ, राइट?
हाँ, वी हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड द पेशेंट. कई बार पेशेंट्स को लगता है, आई मीन आई हैव सीन अ लॉट ऑफ माय पेशेंट्स थिंकिंग व्हाई इज शी आस्किंग मी सो मेनी क्वेश्चंस एंड शी इज जस्ट टॉकिंग टू मी, यू नो, फॉर नो रीजन. We are not talking for no reason. We are getting your symptoms without letting you know. We are creating an awareness about your own case कि क्या है root cause. So by the time they come to me for the second time, there we go, we already know कि हाँ इसको और बेहतर कैसे हम ट्रीट कर सकते हैं, और वो होता है राइट क्योंकि हमारे सिम्टम्स ही सब कुछ है. होम्योपैथी में बहुत डिटेल्ड असेसमेंट होती है, तो पेशेंट को ऐसा दुखी नहीं होना चाहिए बताने में कि अरे कितनी देर बात करनी है, क्या करना है. थोड़ा इजी और थोड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग. सो यस, दैट अवेयरनेस दैट यू आस्क्ड मी अबाउट इज इम्पोर्टेंट.
So that very reaction, the reaction of that client,
Yes.
is an awareness for you,
Yes.
and I think that is what keeps you motivated, right?
I mean, I love it.
That's what gives you the satisfaction, correct?
I absolutely love it जब मेरे पेशेंट ठीक होते हैं. It gives me so much joy. I love it जब वो छोटे छोटे बच्चे होते हैं फर्टिलिटी वालों के. I love it जब ये लड़कियों की शादी से पहले उनकी स्किन साफ हो जाती है.
Oh wow!
So yeah, that's my thing. It
Wow.
keeps me going, and I think that's why I love homeopathy so much and haven't left it.
So doing it for people, like through this very homeopathy, you are supporting and you're helping people out there to get their successes,
Yes.
to get their happiness. एक और quote है, my reaction, ये तो मैंने बोला, is to you is an awareness of me. Your perception of me is a reflection of you. इसके बारे में क्या कहेंगे रूबी?
Okay. Yeah, I mean, again, I think it comes to the same thing, Kacy, जो आप कह रहे
Your
हैं.
perception of me.
Yeah.
आप जैसे मेरे बारे में सोचते हैं ना, इसमें मेरा कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. ये आपकी सोच है, प्रॉब्लम आपकी तरफ है.
Yes.
So your perception of me is a reflection of you, not me.
Yes.
It's your perception. मैं ऐसी नहीं हूँ, आप ऐसा सोच रहे हो, ये आपका प्रॉब्लम है.
Because people have an idea about you,
तो
right?
इसको आप माइंडसेट कोच है ना, तो
हाँ.
इसको फिर आप कैसे ट्रीट करती हैं?
इसको हिंदी में बोलें तो कुछ तो लोग कहेंगे लोगों का काम है. ठीक है. और and as a mindset coach, again, the job is to get you the transformation, take you from point A to point B. A पे if you're not succeeding, my job is to create that success and take you to point B. What you think about me is not important at that point of time. You get what you're here for.
Yeah.
That's very important to
Yeah.
me. So I think as a mindset coach, it's important for me to create that transformation, to create that change in especially women, and remove that fear that they cannot do so and so things. When you remove the fear,
Right.
they become powerful, they live their life with joy. They do so many miraculous things. We have so many stories proving that. I mean, it's just amazing the amount of success these women achieve once you change the mindset. And then at the end of the day, what they are thinking about you as a person is not relevant. What they think about you as a mindset coach, or what they think about you as a woman, that's important.
In this, we have another quote, and it says, communicate with yourself. Know your worth. So you teach them actually with your medicines how to really communicate with themselves and to know their own worth.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
That's what mindset coaching is.
And also to ask them powerful questions that they would feel uncomfortable answering. Because most people just want to escape. It's not comfortable for me, so I'm not going to do this.
Okay.
Right?
I'm your patient, Ruby.
So I'm going to take that
Make me
comfortable.
uncomfortable. Ask me 3-4 questions and make me, if I'm uncomfortable, we are going to switch to some other question. So consider me as your patient, and how are you going to make me uncomfortable?
So it depends on what your main concern in life is. So
And
first,
I'm heartbroken, okay? I'm love broken. Tell me.
okay, so what is your biggest fear about love?
That's what people betray.
So your biggest fear is betrayal.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know the answer. Why would other person not love me? The beautiful I am, the gorgeous I am,
So
the loving I am.
Yeah.
What is that very thing that they betray me for? If I knew an answer to that, I wouldn't be in depression.
Okay, so if you think you're in depression because you've had a lot of betrayal, next step would be to write all the things. Now this is going to take some time, right? Because then we go deep into this, right? You're going to start journaling every single thing that happened, and then eventually you will see a pattern. Is there a pattern of self-sabotage, or is it coming from past history, or is it coming from somewhere maybe when you were a child? Is there a trauma that you're carrying on, or is it a belief? Most women believe they don't deserve true love. I'm sorry, but it's true.
They don't deserve
They
it.
don't deserve
Wow.
it. They look for it all their life. सारी उम्र ढूंढेंगे
सच्चा प्यार,
सच्चा प्यार, पर अंदर से दिल से विश्वास नहीं करेंगे कि they are worthy of it. So you have to work on your self-worth and you have to actually really believe in your pores that you're worthy of it. And then, and then you start manifesting it. So then there are techniques that we teach in our mindset, we teach how you will manifest that, how you will change the mindset. So instead of saying, "Arey, you know what, I'm going to get betrayed, what's the point? I like this guy, but I'm going to get betrayed.
I'm not going to love again.
And I'm not going to love again." So instead of coming from a place of fear, you say, "You know what, I'm going to love again, and I'm going to be so good at this that I'm going to get the guy who really loves me in return." And all of this depression nonsense is not going to affect me anymore.
How do you get these angels? Where do you get them from? What tree are they growing on?
There's no tree, Kacy. There is no tree. I wish there was a tree. It's all training and certifications and a lot of experience working with women, yes.
Wow. You said a word in the beginning which said negative capacity.
Oh my.
What's negative capacity?
So it's negative capability. Meaning,
Capability.
yeah.
Sorry.
So I was a very fearful girl. I have seen a lot of trauma, I have seen a lot of abuse in my life. And I read about John Keats' negative capability, that if you are fearful of something, then think of it as don't research it a lot. Most people make that mistake. Learn about it just a little bit and then move on. Take the first step, right? And then you take the second step, meaning you're still negatively able, and that's negative capability of moving forward. Keep going forward, one step at a time. The power of one day, 1 hour, and just one relationship, one thing at a time. So that ability, although it is negative, the negative meaning you don't know a lot about it, that works in your negative, but it's a capability because you're still moving forward in your life. So yeah, I mean, it's one of my favorite things, and John Keats wrote that, and I was a very young child dealing with all that, and when I started reading these books, one day at a time, living in day-tight compartments, one day at a time, just changed my life, and I teach the women to do that too, and it's amazing.
So she mentioned John Keats. John Keats was a blind poet, and one of his very famous quotes says, "Truth is beauty and beauty is truth." This very poet who was blind, andhe the, but he was a romantic poet, and he could see the beauty. Can you believe seeing beauty with blind eyes? So that's how you really feel and sense beauty. And he wrote poetries and poems after that. So John Keats की ये खूबसूरत बात है कि वो जो असल ब्यूटी है वो नज़रों से नहीं देखी जाती, वो महसूस की जाती है, वो आपके अंदर ऐसे बसा जाती है. सेम लाइक वो खुशबू, वो महक जो आपको अंदर से ब्राइट कर देती है, स्पार्कल, अंदर एक दिया जला देती है आपके अंदर.
जी बिल्कुल.
तो this was about John Keats. You were, I know the way you're dressed, you look so pretty.
Thank you
You're
so
a
much.
doctor.
Thank
You're
you.
getting clients all over. And your patients claim that you are a fashionista.
My God.
Ooh.
I wasn't expecting this, Kacy.
They love being with you, Ruby. They love your smile. You're so engaging. So how is it that you're termed as a fashionista?
I mean, you see all these young people, when I say young, they're like maybe 13, 16 years old girls, and then they will be like, "Oh, I really love your blouse," or "I really like what you're wearing." They notice every little single thing when they come into the clinic, and it amazes me. All I'm thinking about in my head is what is the medicine and what I'm giving and how I can fix this problem, right? And yeah, and it's like it just started as something that I used to do. I want to make it fun when the patient comes in, and because these young girls are coming with a lot of confidence in me. So I mean, it's good to look put together and have a little bit. I've always had a fashion sense. I mean, a little bit, whatever I do have. I'm not saying I'm a big fashionista by any way, but what I'm saying is I like to keep it a little bit fashionable. I mean, it's...
And you look prettier.
Thank
So
you.
it's always nice to have a good-looking doctor whom you can talk to and whom you get attracted to. That's half of the heal there itself, isn't
Thank
it?
you.
Isn't
Yes,
it, doctor?
yeah, thank you.
So another thing, I know Ruby, you love music.
Yes, I do.
And tell us, what is your favorite song?
I just mentioned it. I think कुछ तो लोग कहेंगे, लोगों का काम है कहना by किशोर कुमार, like all time favorite.
गा के सुनाइए ना थोड़ा सा.
No, there's no way I'm singing on air. And the second one is, you know, that वो झूम
अच्छा.
by Coke
तू
Studio.
झूम. आपदा परवीन.
आपदा परवीन.
हाँ.
तो उसमें वो जो उनकी wordings है ना,
हाँ.
like it's just amazing कि वो कितना अच्छा वो बोलती हैं और
उसकी कुछ वर्डिंग्स इस तरह थी परफेक्टली आई डोंट रिमेम्बर कि जो है तेरा लब जाएगा कर कोई बहाना तो तू झूम झूम तुम अपने मस्त रहो जो आपकी है वो आपके पास कोई ना कोई बहाना करके आपके पास खुद ही पहुंच जाएगा और हम है भाग रहे दौड़े सर्च करे फाइंड करे कि मिल जाए. What you are searching or finding is seeking you in itself. जिसको आप ढूंढ रहे हैं ना वो भी आप ही को भी ढूंढ रहा है तो आ जाएगा आपके पास. रिलैक्स करें अपनी मस्त में रहें और देखें खुद ही जिसने आपकी लाइफ में आना होगा वो आकर रहेगा मगर आकर जब दिल तोड़ देते हैं वहाँ पर मसला होता है.
I know.
So उसके लिए क्या है फिर?
उसके लिए होम्योपैथी की दवाई आपको देंगे केसी जी, आपका दिल ही नहीं टूटेगा. आप होम्योपैथी की दवाई लेके फिर आप मिलने जाएंगे.
देखिए जी, I'm a university professor myself. I get lots of students with heartbreaks. कोई उस कोने में बैठा हुआ है, क्लास में लोग बच्चे.
No, but I'm honestly saying, इतना easy है breakup के over होना because you know any type of grief, homeopathy can work miracles. Shock की remedy दे दो, shock की medicine दे दो, sadness की medicine दे दो, grief की medicine दे दो.
Wow, that's good to see. There is a medicine, there is a homeopathic medicine for sadness as well. So Ruby, you're also involved in charities. What are those?
So I'm heavily involved with the Covenant House. Covenant House एक charity है जो young homeless बच्चों के लिए है. और यहाँ पे कनाडा में हम ऐसे सोचते हैं कि हमें नहीं होमलेस नहीं पता कहाँ पे हैं या क्या है, बट दिस इज़ अ वेरी ओल्ड चैरिटी. और जितने भी बच्चे जो फॉस्टर केयर में नहीं हैं और होमलेस हैं और ट्रैफिक हो सकता है लाइक ह्यूमन ट्रैफिकिंग और बच्चों की ट्रैफिकिंग हो सकती है, दिस इज़ अ यंग यूथ. सो इनमें इन्वॉल्व होते हैं. और आई एम ऑल्सो इन्वॉल्व विद यू नो द साल्वेशन आर्मी and sick kids.
Oh, that's so superb. And Ruby, you were awarded by MPPs for your contribution to OHMA. What's that?
So, I was one of the founding members for Ontario Homeopathic Medical Association. So, you know, it's just that homeopathy जब regulate हो चुकी थी 2007 में, उसके बाद there was a lot of struggle for us to get, you know, insurance लेना, लोगों में awareness create करना. So I mean, yeah. So it was. I was part of that.
So you got awarded.
Along
and you
with.
also came in NYC Journal. What's that?
So the NYC Journal top 30 women leaders.
Wow. So Ruby was featured on the top 30 women leaders on NYC Journal. And everybody with Ruby, any kind of remedy. It's not gonna be slow too. It's gonna be long term and we're gonna nip at the root cause. That's Ruby Gill. Ruby, we are out of time. Do you have any last message for those people out there for which they should really contact you?
Sure. I mean, if you are looking for anything that's really not working out in your life, be it anxiety, depression, fertility, or say asthmatic problems, skin problems, or you have problems related to your kids' health, you can contact me at Nanak Homeopathic Clinic. And there's a website and the phone numbers on the screen. And we can talk about how we can fix it, and we can also talk about many lifestyle changes that we can do along with homeopathy to fix whatever problem it is.
Wow, everybody. So that was empowering your journey to wellness with the registered homeopath Ruby Gill. It was lovely watching you us all in here. We are here, Kacy Excel show is to really support and to help and to inform and to train people out there the very mindset transformative change, where it is for your wellness, where it is for your good being, where it is for your well-being, everybody. Stay tuned for the next week, a new guest, of course, how to really get back to live with Lead to Excellence on Live with Kacy XL. Thank you.